Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, OG. So, no, it's OG, you know, so...
You have to. You just have to do it. How are you, Dr. Abati?
Yeah,
good morning.
Good morning. I love this green.
Oh, thank you. It's my first time in green, right?
Yeah.
I love it. It's my dear friend, Bridget Awashika.
I know
she's
Bridget.
Really, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Good morning, Rufai. How are you?
Land is green, Oji.
You're green. All right. Well, I'm glad you are. Good morning to you, viewers. We begin what's trending in Ghana, where President Nana Akufo-Addo has been re-elected for a second term in office. Although polls were generally fair and peaceful, according to ECOWAS and other foreign observers, some casualties were recorded during and after the elections. Well, a video circulating on social media showed Ghanaian soldiers firing live bullets into the crowd of unarmed people following the announcement of the parliamentary results, which left at least 2 people dead. Let's take a look. Well, this happened in the Tekicham South constituency in Bono East region in Ghana. Well, according to reports, some misunderstanding ensued after the parliamentary results were announced that, 2 parties, I believe it's the MPP and the NDC, one of them was announced, and both had already declared themselves winners. And so that really caused the uproar. You could see that the soldiers were firing, and they were still there. They were still there causing commotion. My issue is, why do they keep deploying soldiers to be at the polls? It's really unnecessary, unfair. The 2 people that were dead, they were declared dead while they arrived at the hospital. It really is uncalled for. Generally, the Ghanaian elections have been peaceful. According to reports, it's about the most peaceful election across Africa that they always conduct. So I don't know what really happened here this time around. Tundun.
This is a total disgrace. Yes. And I think just because we're constantly under this onslaught of footage of soldiers attacking civilians, we must never become inured to it. It is never acceptable in whatever country, in whatever guise, whatever the rationale. This is a disgrace. Yes. And a total of 5 people are said to have died, apart from those 2 who were dead on arrival that you referred to, and there have been others who were injured, all because they tried to vote. You see, I'm one of those people that makes a big hoo-ha about go out and vote. People died for your right to have democracy. People fought for the right to vote. Whether you're talking about Nigeria, obviously June 12th and what have you. In America, black people weren't allowed to vote. Women were not allowed to vote at some point. So it's a privilege to be able to vote, go out and vote. And then I see footage like this and I have to be quiet. Why? You can't tell people to go out and vote in case they die in that most basic of civil duties and civil functions, to be murdered. It's completely unacceptable. And I hope that an inquiry is launched, investigations are launched, and people are brought to justice. You'll see in the background of that footage that you just shared, there was a tank. What on earth is a tank doing there?
Why are there soldiers?
Why?
Soldiers.
These are civilians, unarmed civilians. This is sickening. It is sickening.
Dr. Abati.
Well, first, even by Ghanaian standards, with every average Ghanaian, this is most unusual.
Yes.
Because, Ghana had always had this reputation as symbol, of political stability in Africa. And ahead of the elections, we were saying that, well, Ghana is basically different, particularly if you compare the situation in Ghana to what has happened in Guinea and also in Côte d'Ivoire. But in the course of the elections, yes, the voting was peaceful in most parts, but when it got to the collation point and, results began to trickle in, then you had this violence. And the opposition party, the NDC, the National Democratic Congress, yes. That's President Mahama's party, very early in the day began to complain that, look, President Nana Akufo-Addo was deploying soldiers as a way of intimidating the average voters, particularly in the Volta region, which is the region that President Mahama comes from, and where, the NPP claims, well, they had succeeded, one of those major regions in which they succeeded in beating the challenger, President Mahama, and also the central region, where the vice presidential candidate of the NDC comes from. So this is quite unfortunate because, Ghana doesn't seem to have this kind of record. But, as Pliny the Elder said, something new always comes out of Africa. Even when you think that this is a symbol of democratic consolidation, something else then happens there. Then in addition to this, the coalition of civil society groups, electoral observers, coalition of democratic electoral observers, called CODIO in Ghana, in the initial report that they have put out, they said, look, there were cases of voter suppression in at least 238 constituencies. And there were also reports for the first time of some skirmishes in polling stations. Although in those cases, we were told that the police, the Ghanaian police, were able to ensure order almost immediately. But that the military will be involved in shooting and killing people is a big problem. But all of this, has to do again with the last question I asked our last guest. That's Paul Ejime. Well, not quite a question, it was a comment, that I imagine that there's going to be a lot of post-election tussle. A day ago, President Mahama said the MPP was trying to suppress the will of the people, and that the NDC will do everything possible to resist the election in case anybody rigs it. The party talked about electoral fraud. And just this morning now, they have issued a statement through the party, NDC, that the NDC will not accept the results that have been announced. So in Ghana, it is not over yet, and we're likely to see a situation whereby the NDC will go to court and probably fight all the way to the Supreme Court to challenge the results across the country. But we can only hope that this will not result in any form of post-election violence, particularly in those sensitive areas, the central region, the Volta region, and then the greater Accra region. But President Akufo-Addo has a responsibility as the chair of the ECOWAS Heads of States and Authority to ensure that under his watch, Ghana continues to provide a good example. Right. And Ghana does not lose its reputation as a politically stable
Because they're saying
country.
This is a taint to their democracy. Rufai, a quick comment from you.
I'm disappointed in Ghana. I'm very disappointed, and I'll say it pump and plain this morning. I always celebrate Ghana a lot because I think I remember it was 2-3 election cycles ago. It was just 0.2 percentage points at which the leader emerged, and it was a very peaceful election. I think African leaders allow the quest for power get into our heads so much, and we forget that it's to serve the people. You are begging to serve through an election process, and it's the service of the people. This election was very fragmented. It was split across the region. That event happened at Techima South in Bono region. Mm-hmm. That region was keenly contested. And when you look at it, I started seeing results when they trickled in from the Volta region. Some places, Mahama beat MPP, that's Nana Akufo-Addo, 6-1, like 600,000 votes to about 100 and something thousand votes. And you can see it split along both lines. But now using state actors to come into this is quite very sad. And it's a very sad one. A lot of voter suppression. And the lawyers should be getting ready in Ghana because there are a lot of things they're going to contest. Areas even around Greater Accra, Odododo, that area where Kwame Nkrumah, the constituency he comes from, that used to be a famous constituency, there were cases of voter suppression across the country, which is very, can I use the word un-Ghana-like in elections? I mean, so somebody probably saw this maybe in the days of Jerry Rawlings when he was running for elections and there were these allegations, that he used might and all of that and he suppressed the opposition candidate. But this is not where Ghana should go. This is not where an economy that is growing 6% pre-COVID should go. And John Mahama has a right to challenge all of this and look at it and see if it gets as much as to the Supreme Court. The only message I had seen John Mahama come out to release before this last message October, he talked about was when he hosted a statement, yes, I think 2 nights ago, about the fact that they're going to do everything possible to ensure the suppression is not happening. And they talked about this, Borno region. They talked about other regions, the Greater Accra region across board. Most importantly, we want peace to reign in Ghana, but we also want the politicians in Ghana to lead the way, because it looks as though the country is very fragmented now. And when you look at both sides, we only capture the celebration and jubilation from the MPP side. We're not capturing from the NDC side, which has other very strong holds, especially when you start to go up North Ghana and some other parts of the Republic of Ghana. So all hands must be on deck to ensure that Ghana doesn't derail. I hope, I pray it doesn't derail, but I'm quite sad. Only the fact that we have, trumped Ghana and getting excited about Ghana, or lessons to learn from Ghana and things like that. But one quick lesson I've learned, and I'm really excited, is the fact that independent candidates want constituencies in this election. Fomena, I keep talking about Fomena constituency, was very prominent because that seat used to be for the ruling NDC. The guy left the party, they had a disagreement, and he campaigned as an independent candidate and he won. Maybe that's a good point. I look forward to a day when an independent candidate probably could win a presidential election in this country without a political party. I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll change our constitution, but that's one good part for me. But going forward, I'm disappointed in Ghana.
Well, I said something earlier about skirt and blouse voting, and this is a very popular phrase in Ghana. They say, look, it is that politician that the voter trusts that they will fit, with skirt and blouse. If you have not done well, they will remove the skirt and blouse from you, as they did with the deputy health minister, who seems to have had issues with the handling of COVID-19, and he suffered for it during the parliamentary elections. But voter turnout, it's a positive side of it, 79%.
That's amazing.
Voter turnout, that's quite impressive.
We've never had
over 13 million people, out of 17 million going out there to cast their votes.
Right.
That's quite an achievement for the people.
Should we take another story? Let's do a story under entertainment. The anticipated largest fashion event on the continent, Arise Fashion Week, is already underway. The event, which will be featuring supermodel Naomi Campbell and the first black male model to grace the catwalk of the legendary brand Chanel, Alton Mason, this year's event is significant in many ways, as the organizers are unveiling the next generation of designers from across the globe, where 30 designers under the age of 30 will compete for a total of $500,000 in prize money. The event will be streamed globally on the new Arise Play streaming platform and other This Day platforms. The event will also feature live performances by award-winning musical acts and a panel of globally renowned judges who will select the top 3 winners. Completely amazing. It's already on the way today. We are starting rehearsals. We are starting to stream. And it's such a great event. And, we're getting a lot of judges from across the continent, not just the continent, from across the globe. And we're hoping that we get 3 winners from these 30 under 30 represent us globally in the fashion scene.
I cannot wait to see whose lives you guys are going to change.
Yes.
This is huge, $500,000 prize money. Right. Amazing. And then the recognition.
The one that I'm interested in, are you going to be on the catwalk? I want to see you sashaying, catwalking, gliding.
No, I think this year I'm just going to take it easy and just go be behind the scenes. Why not?
OG, it's too early to retire.
Exactly.
Well, you never retire as a model. Really, you never do. Rufai, a quick comment from you before we take our final story.
Audrey, I concur with Dr. Abati. I want to see your grace, because your grace is like the grace of Monaco.
Okay, that's told you, Audrey. You don't have a choice now.
All right.
You have moved from Tunu to OG now with your poetry.
Still in Nigeria. In an effort to contain the spread of COVID-19, strict measures have been put in place for travelers in various countries across the globe. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control's travel protocol mandates international travelers to present a negative COVID test result before embarking on their journey. However, as the Presidential Task Force continues to evaluate the compliance of Nigerians with testing protocols, it's been discovered that some travelers have been indulging in presenting fake documents. A recent undercover report revealed that some officials of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja and the Federal Ministry of Health's headquarters allegedly obtained fake COVID test results from a private test center, 54 Gene Laboratory, while the center has denied allegation. I mean, this is so pathetic. This is one of the private companies that, the Presidential task force has accredited to do those COVID test results for Nigerians. And apparently they have denied the allegations, and they say that they are providing some validation platform now so that, other people can now validate the results, which I think should have been done before now, knowing what's going on in Nigeria. And I cannot believe that people are playing with this disease and presenting fake COVID test results.
But it's not just a Nigerian phenomenon, unfortunately. It's a global black market. There have been cases in France. There have been arrests made in France. Philippines, Zimbabwe, those are actually really expensive, and people are paying. What kind of a disgusting human being would you have to be to indulge in something like this? This is how you get people killed. It's so
great.
Yes, you have to be particularly despicable to do something like this.
Well, there's the heartlessness of it.
Yes.
That's one. Two, you're also dealing with corruption, because the officials mentioned in that investigative report on this are officials of the Port Health Services at the airport and also of the Federal Ministry of Health.
Correct.
And I hope that somebody will take the report and look for Emenike and the Dr. Inyang that is supposed to be at the Federal Ministry of Health in Abuja and try to call them to order and sanction them appropriately. 54 Gene has already said that, look, they will go to court if they are able to establish the identity of the persons who are misrepresenting and putting out fake results, fake tests in their name. And I think that they should go ahead and do precisely that. Now, yes, it's a universal problem. It's just that here it's really bad. The cost of a test, according to that story, is 39,500. But people engage in sharp practices. Maybe they will take 20,000 from you, or they take 10,000, and then they put the money in their pockets. They generate. So they generate a fake result, a fake test result. So it's a whole racket. And you recall that it could get worse. Interpol, having warned that the rest of the world, the entire world, should be mindful of the emergence of a cartel that will also be distributing fake vaccines. So already in Nigeria now we have fake tests. You can be sure fake vaccines will show up,
for sure.
Particularly now that the federal government has not said anything concrete about how we can get vaccines. However, the question is, what can be done as a way forward? Is it possible to take the responsibility for processing the tests at the airports from the Port Health Services and the Federal Ministry of Health? Because in the U.S., American Airlines, some of the airlines are the ones organizing the tests themselves. Maybe the airlines here in Nigeria will do a better job before you allow somebody to board your aircraft. At least maybe the airlines will do better due diligence. Because in the U.S., for example, American Airlines collaborates with a private company called Let's Get Checked. So that way they are able to control it. That way they are also able to make sure that the process is smooth. Maybe we should consider that in Nigeria. But you never know in Nigeria. There's nothing that our people cannot manipulate.
Rufai, a quick comment from you before we wrap up this segment.
My quick comment, great point. And this is where NAFDAC should be on board, as regards stopping any possibility of fake vaccines and the likes. It's not a comment, it's a challenge. Isn't it time that airlines start conducting, rapid antigen tests? You see some of these rapid antigen tests, not like your PCR tests. Some of them are already gaining, close to 80-90% effectiveness rates. Most of these rapid antigen tests. So isn't it time we ramp up that and the airlines just conduct it before you board? It's something that they can even do. Just have a stab on your finger before you even board the plane, and quickly they get the results before you board, because that's the only way that will stop all of this. I'm just thinking.
I think that's a worthy investment
and
at
this
this
validation portal should just be done as soon as
the
possible.
The airlines will probably do a better job. Yes.
Right.
Well, thank you very much,
thank
Oji.
you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Hopefully.